Hey everybody, it's Texas Stroker here, Lance's Performance Shop, Lone Star Mopars.com. Saturday night, about 8:30 here. Pretty cold in the shop, but it's only going to get colder. And it would have been a lot warmer if I would have done this stuff when it came in, this particular haul. Actually, we're basically backlogged through about September. I've been insanely busy at work. And you're thinking like, wait, those other channels always get backlogged, disappear for 3 to 5 weeks, come back with video, disappear again. This is the thing, the reason that I record so far in advance and everything. Like I talk about 100-degree heat when you see a winter video, that was probably filmed like anywhere from 6 to 18 months ago. All right. If there's something time sensitive, I usually try to get it up, so it's like relevant. And I do that because of work. This stuff is not hard work, making YouTube videos, but work, like real work, where you actually generate an income to purchase groceries and housing and whatnot. It can get pretty busy, and it's been busy and it's stayed busy, and there's really no signs of it coming up, especially with you kind of having your stocks depleted as being so busy. So yeah, this is something I really wish I would have gotten up a long time ago for you. The good news is I think somehow they might still be under the radar, because I just checked to get current prices for you. There was a total of 3 reviews for these 2 products, and that's combined. So what is it? Well, before we get into that, we've got to get into the good stuff. So anytime you buy from KC Tool, you get a bit of things. Doesn't matter if you buy a 25-cent bit or you spend $200, you get a bit of things. Very cool. These are currently shipping as a number 2 from Wera. That's why you see that red band around there. Which is really neat. The other thing that's special about this one is actually got the KC Tool logo. It does follow their Take It Easy tool finder if you're used to that or integrating it or want to integrate it. If you exceed the, I believe, $75 mark, we haven't done one of these in a while, you get free freight. $100 nets you, not the German tool sticker pack, that's still available, but a mystery sticker. Did this mystery sticker come with this? I really don't know. I typically try to keep the stuff together, like I'm completing sets and building stuff over time, and I get deals and plan to compile it with something. In the case of these, I kind of think one of them was like back ordered and it took a while, and then that really derails me when I'm like trying to expedite stuff. But just so you kind of know, the mystery stickers are a little bit more, shall we say, fancy compared to your generic, German tool sticker packs that you've seen for years. The catch is you get one of them, all right? In this case, it is a Gador, which is absolutely beautiful. I should have taken some time and tried to find a Wera. Have I completed the set? I really don't even know. There's so many, which I truly do. Like when a box comes in, whatever it might be, part of an order, a full order, if it was something urgently bought because I needed it for a job, a task, or something at work, it disappears, goes to where it needs to go. But I try to keep the rest of it together, so then when I eventually get around to filming it, it's hopefully all there and cohesive for me. But I think you're going to enjoy this. I do want to also say, if you're watching and you're not subscribed, please consider subscribing. And, I never pander, never pillage for this stuff like most people do. If I could just get to 10K, I have created, it's my own doing, a bottleneck in my channel by not being at 10,000 subscribers. I promised you we would do Mac tools, or I guess Matco at 5K, Mac at 7,500, Snap-on at 10K. As you know from this video, and if you're a veteran viewer of the channel, I work well in advance, all right? I have quite a few. I won't tell you how many Snap-on videos, but there are Snap-on videos already in place, already uploaded, that have been sitting there literally since like, was it the summer of 23 maybe? I've got a really old channel. It goes back to like 2011, all right? YouTube doesn't take care of those people. They don't like have a seniority system or, ooh, veteran, or man, what a trooper, stuck with this for 15 years. You go, buddy. No. They kind of spit on you, and they prefer the fresh and the new. And that's why if you're ever going to start a channel and you've had one that you've been using just to comment or archive playlists or something, I really encourage you to probably waste the time and make a new channel, because if you start uploading there, it's going to be you don't know it, but you've basically got a roadblock in front of you. So this is one of those things. Don't do as I do, but to do as I say. And I speak from experience there. So long story short, like, I'm a man of my word, the 10K stuff. The problem is, what do I do in my videos? I do stuff like this, right? I bring stuff in. I bring out other similar tools. So let's say that I have a snap-on screwdriver. Well, you know, I get it out, and then I'm like, well, here's the comparables from these brands. But then what happens in the future, I get, we'll just say, a Milwaukee screwdriver that's brand new and in blue or something. And I throw it down. What do? I bring out the comparables, and what do I now have that I didn't used to have? A snap-on screwdriver, right? So if I start releasing those videos where like the snap-on stuff made a guest appearance, very minor, it would sort of like spoil the surprise and blow, you know, like the suspense. It's just a bad situation. I never thought it would take this long to get to like 10,000, or I probably would have held off on that stuff. I'm glad I didn't, because I've saved a lot of money compared to how the prices are going up on everything. But there was stuff that would have been like super cool and timely. Like going through dealers and stuff, I had stuff before people were able to get it, and it would have been really relevant and probably taken off, but I held back because I wanted to get to 10,000. So yeah, that is my own doing right there. I don't know if I'll run with that system anymore in the future. Like, hey guys, you know, if we can get to 20,000 subscribers, I'll get a new tool, but I don't know about that. So it worked okay so far. It's just, it sucks missing out on relevant stuff, and I kind of did that to myself. But then the bigger problem, I made a bottleneck, because let's just say again, say I bought a flank drive wrench from Snap-on to show off, right? And I want to compare it to Wright and some other stuff. Well, then what if I came in and say, just theoretically, right, like Mac takes the knuckle saver and tweaks it and makes like an RBRT hybrid that's made in America? Well, guess what I do? Whenever I introduce that wrench, I throw down Snap-on's flank drive. And then if I release that video, because you think, well, I'll just save the Snap-on stuff, well, then people know that you have. It's, you know, I try to entertain to some degree, and yeah, should probably just stick to what I know best, which is old Mopars. But nonetheless, you've had some eye candy here, right? You kind of think, okay, we got a theme going. Wera, what's the deal? We got, it's a pistol grip, looks like a ratcheting mechanism. What about this guy? Is that the speed collar? Yeah, ratcheting T-handle. More about the attachment on there shortly, but it really does suck that I didn't show you this sooner. But again, the good news, based on there being 2 reviews on this one and 1 review on the other similar product, maybe people are unaware of them. So Wera tends to release new products sort of like in groups, and then if they're sort of like back-to-back successively, this might get buried. You know, like if you come in and like, I wonder if Wera's got anything new. You know, you're trying to hit like that $100 threshold or free freight or something with tool of the day. Was like a HP 916 that was on for like $68. You'd be crazy to pay the $15 in freight when you get like a $7 tool. You know, I preach this all the time. I practice it. But if you're going through there and you're like, oh, there must be something cool from Let's Pick Wera this time, this could get buried, right? So their insulated ratchet, you probably saw some videos on that thing. If you didn't, hey, there's a new insulated ratchet from Wera. This is actually older than that, but they were very close together, and I think these may have slipped through the cracks. So in a perfect world, though, or if I was like some retired guy, you would have seen this like ASAP, and I would tell you, man, beautiful February day on the eve of the Super Bowl. But instead, you'll probably be seeing this months off in the future. So what do we have here, though? Well, if I turn around, move a lot of stuff frantically. Obviously, it is from Wera. Some of you probably think you might know what it is. You might be right, might be missing a small aspect. I'll tell you the current price. This is current, not when I bought it months ago. This is the 838 RA-RM bit holding screwdriver. The part number would be 051493. You're thinking like, bit holding screwdriver, like, I'm assuming you have the advent calendars, you know, this guy, and doesn't he have one of those? And I do, and for the life of me, I cannot find it. I think it might be in the house, and the reason being, this is a very small and compact driver, and I typically use it for like household stuff, you know. And what I mean by household stuff is like a loose towel rack, loose toilet paper holder, towel holder, that sort of thing. You know, it's always got the tiny fasteners, and the issue is, here's your wall, right? And then you've got this decorative piece of some finish that your wife or girlfriend doesn't want taken off, and you've got the wall, which they also don't want damaged, and it's kind of hard to get up in there sometimes. It also sucks when it's not like a matched set, and what I mean by that, maybe it's all nickel, maybe it's all like oil rubbed bronze or something. But the freaking fasteners, if you have the same set, and it's like all oil rubbed bronze, why is something hex, and then something is slotted, and then the next thing is like a tiny, it makes no sense to me. You know, like, uniformity in the fasteners, it's the same thread pitch, you psychopaths. That aside, this is what we've got, and you're thinking like, why is it zoomed in right there? What's so special? That anti-roll, Vera's always thinking. Well, if I move my thumb, you're thinking like, is that recycle, bit holder, quarter drive? There's nothing special about this. You're thinking like, this is where some people may go wrong if you had a store with this on display. Which there is actually a place that stocks Vera around me now. I don't know that they have much. It's usually like the party trays, like the beer tray with the, you know, like round of screwdrivers. That aside, you're going to see 10 degrees, and you're like, 10 degrees, is this a ratcheting screwdriver? Yes, it is. And yeah, I know mic drop there, right? Thing is, some of you are like, 10, no, that's going to be terrible. This, and I don't know why they choose to do this, because you've got so many people that'll just jump to assumptions and jump off the boat, right? This is 10 degree return angle, and what do we do mathematically with a circle and 10? Well, if you take a circle, and we take 10 chunks of it, you'd have 36 teeth, right? So this is a 36 tooth. It's not like it's lightning gonna set the world on fire or anything, but you know, a lot of times, robust strength and pretty smooth light back drag, it's kind of a winning combination, even if it is 24 or 36 tooth. So we've got the super swanky Vera packaging, as you usually see there. We took the collar off. We spin to this side, you're going to see like, oh, hey, that thing is small, right? Yeah, totally. If you're a small hand man, you know, or this would be like a really good gift, like if you got a kid going off to college or a first-time homeowner type of a thing. Just for stupid little things like I told you, and it's a ratcheting driver, and at 26 bucks, that's not bad, right? So, again, right there, 838 RAS. We've got the Vera part number. Again, the KC tool one I gave you earlier will take care of it as well. As one says right on the box, made in Czech Republic. So, here she is again. I always hate that Vera doesn't have stickers for us. Like, small ones, anything, something special, right? Behind here, they should have something, I would think. Maybe they don't. Yeah. Just be a tool rebel. I tell you to follow them on social media and whatnot. So let's set that off to the side. Let's get the hero of the hour. Again, I have this, and it's like this exact thing minus the ratchet, and it's actually pretty good for that stuff. The Hazette is really, really good in terms of bit holding. However, this, at the $26 threshold, offers the uniqueness of ratcheting functionality. So right there you see it. It's currently fixed. We go this way. Nope, we go that way. All right. So if you're ratcheting that way, that means your work is going this way. We come back around, and if we set this up, cycle over, you get the idea. Listen closely to the ratchet mechanism. I'll try to get the whole thing in scope for you. Again, not really going to set the world on fire, but where else do you find a ratcheting screwdriver this size, right? This is something you'll either think, oh, that's interesting, don't really need it, or you're like, oh, you know, like, put the link in, buddy. Still to date, do I make a dime off of links? I don't. Yeah, I know, rare breed, right? So, the thing is, some of you are like, okay, well, 2640, that's cool, but I'd kind of like that in like one of those Vera canvas thingies with some bits. Well, they do that. I'm cheap, I have that stuff, and this is the main attraction to me as a man with bits. So Let me break it down for you, though. As you know, in Wera's classic fashion, you're going to have standard and metric. Before you just like see something quickly on KC Tool and throw it in your cart, all right, make sure you're getting, like, check the set contents, all right? And a lot of times they have more than standard and metric. They might have like Imperial 1 and 2, and they might have like metric 1 and 2. They're going to change sizes. They're going to change bit setups. Like maybe this has square, maybe this has Torx, maybe this is, you know, posi drive tiny and posi drive huge is in the other set. Always make sure to check the set contents. But to put it in perspective for you, if you didn't use, this is going to be like your first foray into Wera, and you're like, I really want to try the bits too. $67.20 is the price for that kit, and it does include, of course, like the little canvas bags. I've got one sitting here. And obviously size it according to what's in there. Some of you might guess what's in that one. Feel free to leave your guesses down below. But yeah, you can range from something small like that to ginormous. Just entirely depends what it is. And I have to say, they have held up very well. Kind of sad how old this video would be now, but like if you follow German Tool Reviews, he had quite a few of those, and he had the big Wera to go bag. If you note, this Velcro's here, and you're like, what the heck is that for? Well, they make like a bigger tool bag suitcase type of a thing, and you can just take all your Wera kits and slap them in there. Some of you will have zero interest in that. Others of you, especially if you're in the field or on the go a lot, like that's a big deal, and this is stuff that's lightweight. And ultimately, he let his dog, like, you know, tug-of-war him with it, and it held up. So that's a bit more extreme than me using it over 5 years, 6 years, whatever. So yeah, take that for what you will. Now again, be very careful on the set of contents, if you will, but I'll tell you something else if I can find what I did with the bit of things, which I don't know that I'm going to. So luckily, as I mentioned, we've been doing this a while. We have plenty of bit of things. I wanted the Wera one, not a big deal. How does the bit retention work? What's the catch? Right here. I'll shut up so you can, well, blew it. I'll shut up so you can hear it. Magnetic. Alright, so if I hold that tight, yes, there's play, yes, there's stick out. It's not the stubbiest thing in the world. There you go. So it's magnetic. Easy in, easy out. Decent retention. I mean, this isn't going to come out or anything, so you're home free. However, the kit for this iteration of driver comes with 50mm bits. And you're thinking, like, 50mm bits, what does that mean? Well, this is a 25. Think standard, right? So if I turn around here, and, again, we could have done this with Wera stuff, but it was like a hodgepodge of colors. I thought this kind of blended better. A little Hazette bit holder, right? This is 25mm bits. What is 25 again? It is small. It's standard. It's regular, right? Same length. So those are not included, your 25mm bits. If you want those, you're going to have to snag some other Wera kit, get them separately, something along those lines. What is included with this kit is 50mm bits. 50mm bits, think of like your impacts. You know, if you have like an impact bit set, you got your standard size, and you'll have something slightly longer. So case in point, we'll pull out this tiny little Torx. And if I'm telling you that this is 50, well, that theoretically means what? 50 divided by 2 is 25. And we've stacked the KC tool bits, which, let me try to make that apparent to you. 25 plus 25 is 50, right? Home free. So, 50mm bits will come with this. 25, not a huge deal to add those. Again, you can get like a little bit holder, bit check, whatever you want to do. PB Swiss, cheap stuff, I don't care. Whatever you need for making this happen. So, 2640. This one has 2 reviews. They are both positive. They both state the obvious. Super nice to have a compact ratcheting screwdriver. That's my AI overview for you. Okay, I read both of them, and that's my cliff notes. So there you go. Now you're thinking like, wait, I thought you said there were 2 tools here. Well, there are, and this one we're ratcheting what up? You guessed it, the price. And I want to know from you. at the end of the video before you check out, sign out, fall asleep, whatever. Your wife can also play along too. So many of you still tell me like you watch these videos in bed, so if she wants to chime in as well, feel free. But which one of these drivers would you prefer and why? So this next one is Wera's part number 051492, and it is, if you want to break it down a little differently, it's going to be 838. I was going to tell you like the form factor and everything. RAS bit holding screwdriver. You're thinking like, well, this one has ratchet functionality. And basically what that is going, dadgum, I crossed them. Crossed the so 2, the one down there is 2, the one down here ends in 3. Sorry, it happens, the links will be correct. But yeah, you're jumping up just shy of 15 bucks. You're going from 26.40 to 14.80. So if we want to do the exact math on that, it's $14.40 more. And you're thinking like, I know what this is going to be. It's going to be like the Hazette stuff. This is the tiny one. You're going to have one like slightly bigger, maybe a different holder type of a thing. Well, it's actually going to be the same. There's my proof. We just slid that off. Here's the other ones, you know, no trickery. Going to be the same form factor here. Here is the box. Again, not much to see aside from this. And you're like, okay, hey, I know what it is. And you totally do now. So this is also 36 tooth. It's not like you're getting a crazy different ratchet mechanism or something. Although that would be interesting. I would have to wonder if this stuff's available for 26 and 40. Does someone see like 72 tooth and they're like, oh, it's got to be twice as good and just pay double? Or does everyone just cheap out and stick with those? Who knows? But right here, again, they're showing the return angles there, and this is kind of highlighting the Rapidaptor. So there's also a notice to not use it as a pry bar chisel, interestingly enough. But the Rapidaptor technology, if you're familiar with it, great. If not, you're about to be. But here is our unveiling. You think, well, it looks so much bigger. Well, it's because we were zoomed in. So once again, complete. Wait. It came with a sticker. Ha! You know, now you got to factor that in. You know how dadgum it's bent though, because I guess it doesn't fit well. But, yeah, so strange that this one would get it and that one does not. Because I mean, look at this. Like, you know, packaging. This one is slightly bigger in packaging, but man, interesting stuff there, is it not? I sure think so. So. What did we predict? What were your guesses that I assumed you would have? This one's going to be slightly bigger, and indeed it is, and this one's also going to have a Rapidaptor. So, basically, to pan this out for you, magnet, right? Ratcheting. Also keep in mind that locks this right here. If we come in, we take the KC tool, bit of things. What is the Rapidaptor? It's like, we'll pull the collar back, fool, and get that bit in there. No. It will do it for me. Yes. We've come a long way making life easier, haven't we? So again, totally locked down. Not sure. Right there you can kind of see the directional arrows in the lock position. So again, right there, that stupid part number. I was like, that's strange. They'd have the 493 be the fancier one, and they didn't. They had it as 492, so once more, my apologies. But this is not a bad size either. This is quite small, not as small as that one. If we, however, turn this, what have we done? We've initiated ratcheting. So again, sound familiar? It should, because it's the same mechanism. This one, we can articulate back this way. We're now going here. Again, so you're ratcheting in the direction of the arrow. Again, your work. Obviously, if I'm ratcheting, we're not doing anything right, so the work is happening here. But let's get these side by side. If I hold them at the ratchet collar, it's pretty noticeable. If I put it at the midpoint in their signature craft form handle, also noticeable. And if we go kind of end to end, also noticeable. Now, what I want to hit on before I forget to hit on it, I told you this one is available in a set, metric or imperial as they call it, and it comes with this 50mm bit. Okay, cool deal, right? And $67.20, not a bad price. This one also comes in sets. Its price point, you ask? It adds one piece, but the price point jumps to $101.20. So you're going from $26 and $40 to $60 and $100 for a set. You're thinking like, man, that's kind of crazy. I think I'm going to go this route. And Rapidaptor, is it worth it to me? That's for you to decide. However, what I have to highlight, where neither one of these comes with a 25 standard millimeter bits, this one has 50s. And why is this here? Well, this is actually how I usually run this one. This fancy little titanium nitride well-wearing bit is an 89 millimeter. All right, so if we Rapidaptor this thing out of here, put the 50 millimeter Hazette beside it, yeah, there you go. So that's what you're going to get in that set, is a slightly larger bit. You know, this one might actually be longer. I just was thinking it was 89. Let me check. Oh yeah, my apologies there. This one's going to be longer. Anyway, you know, like I said, the numbers matter. So 50 millimeter, 89 millimeter, go to town. Now, will this work? Okay, with a 50 millimeter bit? Yeah, it's going to be just fine. Will this work with this bit? Yes. Will it plug in with an 89? Yes. It's not the end of the world. I just want you to know what you're getting before you like commit to it. Now, the big change here is you're going from just quick and easy, you know, magnetic action, saving some cash, keeping a smaller form factor, to the Rapidaptor. So how do we get the bit out? By the way, a very nice retention there. Seems almost improved over some that I've dealt with recently. But check this out. I go forward, the bit comes out. Note this stayed in a forward position. All right. So if I want to insert this bit, you saw me. It's up, it's down, right? We come in here. I don't have to go up. Like case in point, release, back in. So the Rapidaptor does have some unique stuff going for it. The question is it worth the extra $14 for you? The other bigger issue is a compact one. Because if you come in and you buy this, nice size, quite comfortable. I mean, this is not objectionable. I guess over time, if I was like wielding it all day, I'd probably complain. But it's got a decent size to it, right? The problem is, if you're using this where you can't use a standard ratcheting driver, something from Wera that would have a body similar to this one, is this small enough? Right? Is the Rapidaptor worth it to you? This one, again, I don't know what I did. I'm thinking it must be in the house or somewhere. I think it's in the whole kit is missing. But it was this thing minus the Ratchet Action, and it is fantastic for stupid stuff like I told you, sort of like the interior home stuff. This would be good for like small electronic stuff. I'm not sure. Again, keep in mind, do I make a dime off of anything you buy? No. Unless you're just absolutely in love with a Rapidaptor, which I know some of you are, I think I'd start here. Number one, you're saving almost $15. Number two, it's smaller. Okay, that's sort of the highlight here. Again, you've got big full-size ratcheting screwdrivers. You don't have small ones, right? You've got small ones, but they don't ratchet, so these do. And then this is just smaller, and in my opinion, kind of makes more sense. Like if this is full-size driver, just pretend that's like standard and not pistol grip angle. This is really, what do I do with this one, you ask? That's like for dash work. Especially old cars, you know, where everything was like actually a screw and not like some hidden plastic clip that breaks. But back in the day, everything was, you know, and so if you're sitting in the seat and you've got the instrument panel here, you know, like you're not always dead on. It's usually like kicked, right? You've got your footwell, and then you've got a panel, and you've got a panel, and then you've got an instrument cluster recess, and you've got stuff under the dash. This is just easier on your wrist. That's like the main selling point for that thing. I'm sure some of you have applications at home, hobby, or work where it's like, oh yeah, 45-degree angle is the way to go there. But that's big, right? You know, your standard driver's big. This, as much as I love the T-handle, right? I mean, I'd never be able, picture a towel rack, like I'm able to like ratchet that much, and that's going to take forever, even though it's ratcheting. Why? I'm going to dig this into the wall. I'm going to have to do touch-up work on paint, and that's going to suck. I kind of think I'd go there first. I don't know why they decided to upsize this. I guess it makes total sense to have two unique products. Card was about to time out there, but it makes sense to have them slightly unique. So you got the tiny one, you got like the mid-size Goldilocks for some people, and you got your full size. If you're like, I don't know if I want to get both of those, I like the Rapidaptor, but I've never used one, just buy this one. Because again, you know, if you're like, man, I love this thing, I just wish it was slightly bigger and not as uncomfortable in my hands over a long period, then buy that. And then if you get to the point where you're like, man, this thing is great, it's perfect. Some of you might be like, I really love this thing, but I wish there was there are full-size versions of it, right? So, and this will also save you money as opposed to going straight into the full size. Because I'm assuming whether it's El Cheapo, something expensive off a tool truck, Japanese, German, you probably got a ratcheting driver, right? I mean, case in point, this little guy right here, the Silent Gear from Ghidorah, which also has a huge Wera bit in it. That's basically lives there. This doesn't cost much more, especially if you get it without the bit stuff, right? So you've got options, and options are where you, the consumer, win. I want to hit on this, though, real quickly. This is probably my favorite Wera ratcheting tool. And you're thinking like, oh, cool, you know, did it come this way? No, if you recall, I'm cheap and or thrifty, depending how you look at it. I think there is a bit holding version of this, but I told you, like, why would I pay for that? Because I can buy this thing that's quarter drive, so I can turn quarter drive bit sockets, standard quarter drive sockets. I can make it SA or Imperial to my heart's content. Or I can just be a jerk that takes El Cheapo bit holders that I already had that allow me to do stuff like that. Okay. Now the catch is, and that's not magnetic, by the way, if I can find this, I could put this on there. I bought this kind of a showcase that this is the Wera Rapidaptor. This one's not as good as that one. I guess it's not like an earlier system. I'll just take this 50mm Hazette, and it rejected it. I'll take the big Wera. It's not going. Why? I have to push up to get it to go in. And then quick eject, no. I have to push up to take it out. Some people that's a problem, some people it's not. I always forget that this is like lock on because I typically just leave that. So I'm usually here like, what's wrong? I'm like, oh, I'm an idiot. But right here, just like that. It's just so weird having a quick release on a T-handle. You know what I mean? But this Rapidaptor, I can come in and I could run these bits and I could have it set up that way if I want to. It doesn't really add that much girth. You know, like if you compare this to what I just had on there, which is this cheap thing, which has been great. I mean, I've probably had that 20 years, no problems. This is still Silhouette, right? Trim. This obviously is going to be bigger, but it's not significantly bigger. Is this, say these were the same size. Let's say Wera has ultra small and small, right? You can get both of them magnetic or with the Wera Rapidaptor. Which route are you going? I'm not sure. Again, given the intention of just having a small ratcheting driver, this isn't the ticket. And this is like way nicer of a unit than that one. But, I'm talking about the Rapidaptor there, not the actual tool. I kind of think I would recommend you go that route, right there, the small guy. Let me know what you think, because again, this one is unique, and that may be what they were going for, and it certainly does help justify the price. Not only are you getting the Rapidaptor, but you're also getting a slightly larger handle. Case in point, dadgum, you gotta be kidding me. So, this is not a great example, because it's sort of a specialty new edition, but, you know, that's a terrible. Let me do this. Dadgum, that's too big, too. Number two, we'll just roll with this one. It's actually in good shape. I haven't beat on it too bad. So, the chisel driver. This is going to be like the standard size for a Phillips number 2 from Wera, so standard, right? The yellow also provides us a nice contrast. Look how that's dwarfed, right? If we come in here, this one is not going to be as dwarfed, but it's still noticeably smaller. So again, if you lined these up side by side, small, medium, large, right? What do you do? Why do you do it? What do you prefer? What route do you go? Again, if you're already set up with stuff, it might vary, but just jumping in to try a Wera or try the ratcheting lineup, I don't know that I don't go the cheaper option, because I think it might be the most versatile and you still get the same ratchet functionality. So I'm going to leave it at that. I can, in true fashion here, drag the video out and throw down some of my favorites right here. This is the Hazette 8. There's new versions of this, you know, but more on that in a future video that's been waiting months on end as well. This is slightly more compact. That's the magnetic version. You're thinking a magnetic version, why would you say that? This right here is the same thing, exact same form factor from Hazette in terms of the handle, but it comes with their rapid adapter, if you will, right? So where they went that route and offer you both, Wera sort of got like the jump. Maybe they come fill the gaps, depends what people want. Another fantastic option, you're like, what's that thing you're pointing with? You know, you usually use your finger. Why am I seeing some like magnetic bit holder? This little gem right here, I have used this for the exact same reasons I told you that I had the Wera and I was interested in this. This, from Vit, obviously black and blue, can never go wrong there, at least in my opinion. This is a precision screwdriver with a standard bit holder, so I'm not like running an 1/8 inch bit. No, this is just a standard KC tool bit of thinks, case in point. Watch this, no trickery on my part. I'm going to take the standard bit, I'm going to pull it out, and I'm going to put it in. Yeah, really cool. Again, we've already made a video on this guy. If you somehow missed it, shame on you, you've been missing out on a fantastic tool. Again, this is super slim for getting into those awkward places like a towel rack. I mean, something sounds dumb, but if you don't have like a hex key where you have to constantly, you know, the limitation there, you turn it all the way in to tighten it. If it's still loose, what do you have to do? Come out, go back in. You're probably running a trash hex key that came with it that's going to strip the fastener and round the head of the tool off because it's made of Chinesium. But that's where this stuff comes in. And again, electronics, cameras, cell phone repair people, just computers, whatever it might be. And I mean, even if you're into cars, you're going to find a use for this stuff. You got options, and again, that's what's cool. I really do kind of think this might be the cream of the crop right there. Again, while I throw these Hazettes down as a comparison, these are not ratcheting units, right? So that is why this is such a great deal. $26.40 for a compact ratcheting driver from a company that you probably know and are familiar with. It's a win. So with that said, that is all I've got for you. And again, I do want to know, you're faced with a decision, which one of these do you get? And the answer can't be both. That's obviously the correct choice. But let's just say, like, you can get one of them. Which one do you get and why? Is it this one because of the Rapidaptor? It's slightly bigger. You think like, yeah, that'll be easier on my hands. Or is it just like, hey, no. I've got a standard ratcheting driver. This one that's so much smaller is going to be a way better addition to the tool arsenal. I want to hear your thoughts on that. Similarly, did you know these existed? Because again, it kills me that I get this stuff and I don't get to like release it as soon as I would want to. But I have to like work and, you know, like generate an income to be in the world, you know. If I could just sit here and do tool videos and do that, hey, you know, that would happen as well. But did these slip under the radar? Did you know about them? Similarly, if you did know about these, if you were sitting there chomping at the bit, you saw KC Tool add them, you waited for them to come in, you placed a pre-order, how long have you had them? What do you think of them, and what are you comparing them to? Is it the deal where, like, man, this thing ratchets, it's totally replaced that, it's totally replaced the insert brand X iteration of this? It could just be you got this because you loved the Wera one that you might have acquired. Was it an advent calendar, or was it like the Easter? Was it the Easter set? I don't know, but I promise you there's like this exact size minus, same holder, minus the ratchet mechanism that came in some special Wera set, and that's how I got it. If you knew, like, man, this thing would be awesome if it was ratcheting. I love it, but if it ratcheted next level. If you jumped on board, what do you think of it? What did it replace? And again, whatever you want to talk about, feel free, leave your thoughts down below. Again, this thing also highly recommended. I never really do much high torque stuff with it because I'm weird, even with screwdrivers, even though these are multi-bit. I like having the dedicated tool still. I'm just like, I don't know, old-fashioned, especially with I love T-handles personally. And that one, it's like, it's still weird to me having it ratchet. It's extremely weird. I cannot tell you, I've still not adjusted to the quick release. I will eventually, but again, I try to kind of keep that to where, like, it's light duty. I'm not gonna, like, you know, break the ratchet mechanism on like a $90 T-handle or something. So anyway, I will quit rambling. I do hope you enjoyed. I hope you have a fantastic week. I thank you so much for watching. I hate pandering for subscribers, but it's mainly just because I really want to be able to release the Snap-on. I'm a man of my word. I'm going to keep those things locked down. Now, if we make it to like 2026 and I'm still not there, yeah, I might get to a point where I've got to do it just because I don't want to spoil. Like, I've got a Zorro tool haul that I could release at any time, but it's got a Snap-on tool in it. And, you know what I mean? So I try, like I said, I could throw down a lot of stuff here, but it would spoil it, you know? So I try to keep it kind of like these, you know, spoiler alert. There might be some of these. They're slightly different, but super similar. So, you know, I do my best. If you watch every video, I try to, like, entertain, educate, show you cool stuff that you could get, or, you know, hey, if you didn't know about either one of these, you might go buy the things tonight, right, after you watch the video. That's the end goal here, is just to kind of showcase stuff, compare, contrast, ultimately over time, review A versus B, and this is what I picked and why. But in the meantime, the tool hauls, introduce them, show you some comps, and kind of let you decide what you want to pick up, try out, and hopefully really enjoy and make your life better. But on that note, thanks again for watching. LoneStarMopars.com is the website. You can find us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, all three at Lone Star Mopars. If you have not subscribed, I really do encourage you to do so for obviously stated reasons that I usually don't state. But, if you do that, ring the bell, jump your Charger across the creek, grab your Wera 838 that ends in 92 for the correct magnetic-only bit holder. YouTube just might notify you that we got new videos every Wednesday and Saturday, 9 a.m. Texas time. Well, that's it. Thanks so much for watching, and I hope I catch you back here for more from the shop.